Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fightins Final. I am your host, Mike Laura. I am joined in studio tonight by Sal. He's joining me with us, guys. Phillies big win tonight, 4-0. Sal, how'd you like this game so far? This game tonight.
The game was all right, man. I felt like the Phillies, they won 4-0. You're not going to complain about wins, right? But they left 12 men on base, so I felt like they could have got more runs. Maybe they could have got that 8-run magic number you were looking for there, Mike. So but you're not going to complain, right? They lost the last two series, so it's nice to get the first win in the game with the Washington Nationals. The first of three, win that, start off the series right, so and hopefully they can actually win the first series of the year.
Yeah. It was a really dominant game by the pitching, man. The Phillies pitching was good tonight. I don't know if it was the Phillies pitching being dominant or just a very bad Nats team. I think it was kind of the mixture of both. The Nats got two hits in the third inning, and that was it. Aaron Nola was okay. Lot better start than his last one, but not less to be desired. He's a little wild tonight around the plate. Again, home umpire was kind of, fugazi a little bit tonight behind the plate. Kept changing the strike zone up, as we saw there in the ninth inning. But Sal, my takeaways from this game tonight were Phillies, like you said, they left too many men on base, man. They had 9 hits. I mean, you're talking about a team that had 9 hits. You're like, they kind of peppered the ball out a little bit. But they had just as many walks tonight, too. And they left a lot of guys on base.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was something like 1 for 8. What guys have been running in scoring position? Like, you can't have that. Again, Matty B's probably doing backflips in his studio right now because he's called this out about this team for the last 2 years with this. Trey Turner, I thought, had a nice chance to kind of break this game open in the top of the 8th. Bases loaded, 1 out. And, he hits this weak ground ball to second base. You heard me in here. I was going crazy because, to me, I really just didn't feel like that. I just didn't really feel like the Phillies, when it came to him, he wasn't trying to, I don't know, I guess you could say he really wasn't trying to get the ball over, and we were sitting there, we were wondering like how long it was going to take before, these guys start knocking runs. And now one guy who has been kind of looking good, especially being he's a left-handed bat and going against the left-handed pitcher today, Marsh. You got some good wood on the ball tonight. Phillies, if you're looking at the box score right now, I'm going to read off their stats right now. They had 9 hits, 4 runs in. Marsh had an RBI. I mean, he had 2 at bats, but Marsh walked. He walked once.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he's doing his thing to get on base. Rojas had a miserable night tonight. He was 0 for 3 with a walk. He got on base again, which kind of led into that Turner hitting into the double play. But the top of the lineup, with the exception of, JT Realmuto was 2 for 5 tonight. Alec Bohm was 1 for 3. Stott was 1 for 3. And Bohm had 2 walks, and so did Bryson Stott. So these guys are getting on base. Castellanos was 1 for 4, or he was 0 for 4 with a run. He walked. Like Castellanos, I feel like the 2 guys in this lineup that I feel like has just been kind of not dogging it, but just haven't been living up to their expectations right now has been Castellanos and Trey Turner. I feel like these guys really need to get going.
Yeah, no doubt, for sure. Castellanos, man, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with him. I'm wondering if he's got some type of eyesight issue, and I'm not like busting his balls or anything. I'm being dead serious. But it seems like he's having problems seeing the ball at the plate. And then he complained the other day that he's having problems with that scoreboard in the field, like it's throwing his vision off or his depth perception or something, and he's not seeing the ball well, when he's out in the field. So there's a concern there. He's not doing well with the bat, and we already know about his defense, and now it just sounds like he's making excuses. Turner, I hope this isn't another slow start for him where we need to do standing ovations for the guy to get him pumped up, hyped again. But you're paying the guy $300 million.
Yeah,
You want to see a better performance than that.
right, exactly. And guys, before we go any further, we want to thank all our sponsors for the Fighting's Final, and of course, our newest sponsor right here is the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar. We will be live there Sunday. Myself, Sal, Big Al, and Matty B. Hopefully, I'm not trying to confirm people that are going to be there or not, but I know myself. We will be in the house for the Fighting's Final. I'm pretty sure Matty B is all too excited to be there. I know my partner Pat Bernard will also be there as well. He's been kind of MIA this week. Matter of fact, right after this, you can catch the Mayfair Mafia, Matty B, and Pat Bernard. You can check both of them out. They are doing Clear the Ice tonight, and I'm pretty sure they're going to have a lot to talk about with the Flyers looking like they went down in Buffalo. But guys, getting back to this here, meet us at the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar, 54 Ferne Blvd, Drexel Hill, PA, at the Holiday Inn and Suites. We will be doing pre and post game from there. We will also, me and Pat will be doing P&M from P&M in the AM. We will be doing that there live as well, starting at 10. So starting at 10 o'clock, guys, P&M in the AM, we're going to kick it off, and then we're going to hand it over to the Fighting's Final. Actually, it'll be the Fighting's preview going into that. And then we will have your post game live from the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar, man. So, guys, come on out. And I don't know how Al did it, but Al somehow found a way to get tickets off of Joe Sheeran. They're his good seats. They're against a good opponent. Al was able to finagle 2 tickets away from Joe, and we will be giving those away live at the Streetlight. So, guys, make sure you get out there Sunday. Come say hi. We want to see you and meet you. So get on out there. But Sal, listen, man. The one thing, we could take away from this box score is that, NOLA didn't have a great game, but if you look at his line and his numbers tonight, he really didn't. He pitched 5 2/3 innings. He gave up the 2 hits. He had 4 strikeouts, but the glaring thing he had was that 4 walks.
Yep.
To me, again, I don't know if it was, I don't know if it was, maybe that umpire's zone, because it was a little finagle. But I'll tell you what, Patrick Corbin didn't look like he had an issue with it. And I'll give you a quick line on Patrick Corbin's line tonight. 6 innings pitched, 9 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Like, if you would have told me going into this game that Patrick Corbin was going to have more strikeouts than Aaron Nola, I would have laughed at you. I'd have been like, you're nuts. But he did. And, I really do think that we have to this Phillies team's got to get back to playing the right way. Like, again, we saw tonight a base running blunder again. This is how many now? This is the season's not even 9 games old, and they've already done it like 3 times. So they've already done it a quarter of the season that they've been playing. I'm starting to question what are they doing down in spring training.
They're probably having a lot too much fun down in spring training, is what it seems like to me, because it still looks like they're at spring training. Personally, that base running, like you mentioned, I was picturing Benny Hill music going in my head, and like, and they're just running back and forth, and it was like a 1-3-4-5, 1-3-2-1, out. It was crazy, man. I don't know what's going on there. It's the battle of 2 and 4 teams. The Phillies won, but maybe we can look at it. I don't want to pick nits, right? But you're looking at it like, if it were a better team for the Braves, those 4 runs, we might have got smoked, and that might not have been enough to win the game. So, we beat a team that only got 2 hits on us. Washington's performance was almost as ugly as the Philly City Connect uniforms. So,
I don't care. I like them. They're different. They're different. They're going to wear them on Friday nights at home. Hey, so be it, man. They put the city colors in there.
Mm-hmm.
They're not they're not the Cincinnati Reds one where it says, go, was it the Natty? But
Mhm.
they're pretty cool. I like them, and I just don't know what one I'm going to get. But I do like the hat. The hat's
That's
pretty cool.
solid. That's solid.
The hat is solid. Listen, man, guys, before we get going, we have to tell you if you want to get down there and go to those Phillies games, make sure you go to sherrystix.com. That's right. You will save 10% off by using that great promo code EOP10 for concerts, sports, and theater. Big WrestleMania weekend. Hey, you guys want to go to Raw Monday night? Sherry's got tickets. If you want to go to WrestleMania tomorrow or NXT tomorrow, Sherry's got tickets for that event. Make sure you get over there. Heck, if you want to quick jump on there now and try to get some tickets for the Hall of Fame, Sherry probably has tickets for that as well. So again, guys, get over to sherrystickets.com and use that great promo code EOP10. What you see is what you get. No hidden fees. So get over there and just make sure you use that great promo code. David R. Cherry, that's right. If you have any legal needs, David will handle them for you for workers' compensation, motor vehicle accidents, personal injury, criminal law. Call 610-565-0300 or www.cherryinjurylaw.com. And guys, Phillies sports strips. All I'm going to say is this. This right here, for you guys, to me, this is where I want to be. If my wife is watching, and I know she is, go to Philly Sports Trips. You're going to have to take a look between June 12th and the 15th. Boston, yeah, sounds like a plan. You know what I mean? Like, that would be just a great time to go. And I would definitely want to do that. I mean, how else would you not want to do Philly sports trips? So, okay. Where are we at here? I'm so sorry. There we go. Bring us back here. Sorry about that. Well, Sal, now that we've gotten through that, getting through our beautiful sponsors that we do have, it's time to go around the bases. Woo! All right, guys, I'm going to give you the scoreboard right now. Right now, bottom of the 8th in Atlanta, it is the Arizona Diamondbacks 5, the Braves 2. In Kansas City, it is the Kansas City Chiefs.
I was about to say that too.
It's the Kansas City Royals 2, the Chicago White Sox 1. It is the Texas Rangers all over the Houston Astros right now. It is 10-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Woo! It is the Milwaukee Reese Hoskinses. That's right, the Milwaukee Brewers. They're up 4-3 on those Seattle Mariners. Boston and LA, they are in a delay. Finals from this evening. The New York Mets, they get their second win of the season as they beat the Cincinnati Reds 3-2. It was the San Francisco Giants beating the San Diego Padres 3-2. The Orioles in a snowy-filled game with the Pirates. If you guys do not see the highlights of that game, I strongly suggest you go check out the highlights of the Pirates and the Orioles. What a game in the snow. It was the Orioles 5, the Pirates 2. Both Orioles getting their 5th win of the season. Pirates now at 6-2. It was the Rays by a field goal. I'm sorry. No, it was the Rockies by a field goal over the Rays, 10-7. It was the Dodgers on a last-second safety to beat. It was the Cubs on a last-second safety to beat the Dodgers 9-7. And it was the Tigers coming back to beat the Athletics 5-4. And shocker of all shockers, the Toronto Blue Jays shut out the New York Yankees at the Yankees home opener today in the Bronx, 3-0. So, guys, you are caught up on your scoreboard. Coming up next is the Broad Street Bottom Line. Well, guys, listen. My Broad Street Bottom Line is this. and it's not. It's kind of like your Flyers 3 stars of the game, but we did it for the Phillies. My bottom line is this: Harper today 3 for 5, um, with 2 doubles and a single, and he also had a strikeout as well. Kyle Schwarber was 1 for 3 today, but he had 2 walks, and he also his one was a 2-run single that put the Phillies up 3-0. And the last thing on my bottom line is Phillies pitching combined for a 2-hitter today. I don't care how you look at it. To hold a team to 2 hits
Mhm.
in 9 innings, that is very tough to do. So that's my Broad Street bottom line. What are your 3 takeaways, Sal?
I'm going with my players were NOLA. The walks stood out like a sore thumb to me.
Mhm.
But other than that, he pitched well compared to his last start where he gave up, 11 hits and 6 runs in 4 and a third. So that was nice to see a bounce back. I'll take that. Bullpen came up, pitched well. They bounced back there too. Uh, I'm going with Marsh, man. The guy's playing with a lot of fire, man. I love seeing that passion. He was fired up after he made that diving catch. He's a great player, man. I'm excited to see what this guy can do. If Rojas doesn't pan out in center, I expect Marsh to be able to play that position, no problem, and continue to hit the way he does. And he had a nice game against a lefty. He was batting eighth today because of lefty on lefty matchup. But I'm telling you, if they wanted this guy, they want him to lead off, if Schwarber can't cut it there, he can lead off and he can play well there, especially against righties. And I'm going with Harper, 3 for 5 with an RBI. He's hot right now. Last post game me and you did, we had that game for the ages, 3 home runs with the grand slam. He's, I guess everybody just needs to fall over a well in the foul territory and straightens your back out. So I want to.
So, okay, well, since you're saying that, so I guess when I'm getting ready to do a show with Pat Bernard, I'll just push him over a well and see what happens there. Let's get into these comments, man, because we got a bunch of them. Starting off with Star Wars, he said, let's win tomorrow. You got that right. Jameson checking in. He says, Harper, JT, Schwarber, Bohm all look good. Our pitching also look good. I think the Braves just make every team's pitching look bad, except for the Diamondbacks. Strider, he gave up 5 runs tonight.
Wow.
So what's that saying about the Braves? Like, again, I don't buy into all this beginning of the season hype with them. I if you've ever listened to me, Sal, I say the 2 biggest choke teams of all Major League Baseball are the 2 teams that everybody loves every year, and they don't ever, except for every now and then, they get a nugget and they win, and that's the Dodgers and the Braves.
Mm-hmm.
They're always around it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they got great farm systems, they got great players, and they're always in the World Series, talk. But for as much as they're in the talk, they provide very little.
Choke artists.
Yeah, they are the 2 most top choking teams ever. I keep seeing these Brave fans, just real quick, coming at Phillies fans on Twitter going, oh, but we got a ring. And I'm going, yeah, but we got a ring too. Like, we hit 2 World Series, we hit 2 championships before you guys did. And then, of course, they want to count all the ones that Milwaukee won. So
that doesn't count.
That's what I said. I was like, it's still the Braves. I'm like, the Oakland A's got like 7 World Series in the city of Philadelphia. Like, I guess we got 9 now. They want them here, but it's really funny, just the way their fan base thinks down there. But ultimately, they do have a good team. I just want to see us do a 3-peat and knock them out again. So, Jeff, yeah, that was definitely Jameson. That was definitely an awesome question. There's the wife checking in. Philly Sports Trips, Boston. Jeff Erb, he goes, I think Noah messes with throwing too many types of pitches. And what's up with Castellanos? Jeff, we got into that with him. I don't know what's going on with Castellanos. He's the type of dude, man, like he can start off real slow and then all of a sudden he comes hot. So I'm going to give him a pass because I've seen him really, like I said, I've been following this dude since he's been in Detroit. And sometimes he starts off like this, but the thing about it is, like, how can I put it? Like, once he starts to stink, he stinks. But, like, if he starts out stinking, he really can turn it on and give you a great Like he doesn't stay stinking forever. That's the only way I can put it. Uh,
Streaky as hell.
Yes,
Right?
very,
Mhm.
very. Jeff also saying, I think Rojas needs to go down and play steady outfield with Witt, Marsh, and Castellanos. Yeah, I believe that too. I think they just wanted to give this kid every chance. You know what I mean? So
He's batting 056 right now. I'm going to say they're going to give him until mid-May, but if he can't bat over 100, I mean, they're going to have a tough time keeping him up here.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, listen, sometimes you have to get sent back down to come back up.
mhm.
So Brad checking in says Schwarber finally woke up and Harper got on a run tonight. Yes, he did. Schwarber's been playing pretty decent ball. He's got a 6-game hitting streak going. I read somewhere that
Yep.
Castellanos was saying something about the
Yeah.
scoreboard. Yeah, they mentioned it on the telecast. They were talking about that. Listen, he's gonna have to deal with it because he's here for another 2 years.
I didn't hear anybody else complaining about it. I'm just saying. I don't
Yeah. My buddy, there's my boy Mike Papernick checking in from all the way up in upstate New York. He says Nick Castellanos bats better behind Harper, so I would Castellanos into the 4 spot. I would too, but I'm not going to knock JT though because JT's been hitting the ball. He had a couple of hits tonight, and of course Mike is like Howie. He's like Matty B with Howie. He does not like.
Now, Pap, I like Castellanos in the 4-hole too. I was saying that too at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I don't know why he's batting 7th, but and Ellis checking in was tonight. He says good win tonight, guys.
Yes, it was.
It was a very, very good win, and I'll tell you what. It gets to look. I think it's going to look even better tomorrow. They got Ranger Suarez going tomorrow. So I'm liking the Phil's chances to get their first series win.
Mhm.
With that, and I'm really wondering now what's going to happen with this pitching because like the kid who pitched the other night, the 5th starter, I don't know why is his name Jordan
Turnbull?
Turnbull,
Mhm.
Spencer Turnbull had a really good outing.
Mhm.
Could we maybe see them try to move Taiwan somewhere?
Well, Taiwan's still going to be, I think they said till May 1st with that shoulder. So, excuse me.
I could see him being in a trade package if this kid works out.
Yeah.
And because I'll tell you what, Christopher Sanchez looked damn good the other night.
Mhm.
Damn good. And, I think they got a really good 3, 4. And if Spencer Turnbull can start pitching and getting his game back up to where, he once was at one point in time, Phillies could be right there with a good starting 5 and maybe give this bullpen a rest.
Yeah, you want your 4 and 5 guys to give you innings. You want them to eat innings and put little strain on the bullpen because you want to keep that bullpen fresh. If your 4 and 5s are getting rocked every time they go out, your bullpen's going to be hosed, and they're not going to make it. Come middle of the year, they're going to be dead tired.
Mike Pepper says I would keep Rojas in center field. He plays A+ defense, and there is enough offense around him. That too. I mean, we may look at this and just say, hey, Phillies are going to be batting with 8 guys. That could be really, really possible. Guys, really quick, here is the rest of your coverage for this National Series. It is myself. Sorry they didn't put Sal's picture on there. That was kind of last minute, but tomorrow, my boneheaded partner, that's right, Pappenhard, he will be doing the game tomorrow early evening tomorrow because Philly's got a 4 o'clock start tomorrow. And then, of course, Sunday, they put Matty B and Al's face there, but we're all going to be over at the Streetlight. So, so make sure you guys get out there, and that's going to finish up this series over there. So, Sal, you got any parting shots before we get out of here, buddy?
Yeah, I'm just going to say, look, maybe we're being a little too hard on the team. The weather hasn't been friendly to the Phillies to start the year. It's damn cold out there. Those guys with those masks on, they got the masks on when they're in the field. When they're at bat, they're like Thurston Howell with the ascot around the neck. When the weather warms up, it's a lot more fun to play baseball. It's a lot more fun to watch baseball. It's a lot more fun to play baseball, pitch baseball. It's going to be a lot better when the weather heats up. Hopefully soon, because I don't like cold and I'm tired of this. But other than that, I was going to say Corbin had 20 starts against the Phillies, who have homered 20 times off him, and there was no home runs in this game. So I was thinking there was going to be a couple of home runs, and you did too.
I did too. I actually had Joey Gallo getting one and Bryce Harper because Harper goes crazy. Mike Patrick saying, I guess that's his way of saying he's got to go because the WWE Hall of Fame. So Mike was a big ECW guy. I used to see Mike down there all the time.
Nice.
So I'm sure Paul Heyman going in tonight will be really good. So guys, make sure you check up on all our social media, especially EOP.com. Our own Joey Woods from the Steel Steps is probably covering. He is fully credentialed. He is down there covering everything that has to do with this WrestleMania weekend. So he'll probably be down there tonight. So make sure you definitely check in, guys. For Big Sal check coming in, I want to thank you for coming in studio with me here tonight. He actually put up with me and watched the game.
We had a good time.
We had a good time in here tonight. Al, don't worry, we left the place. It's spotless. You ain't got to worry. It's nice and ready for us. Guys, don't forget, coming up next, it is the Mayfair Mafia, Matty B and Pat Bernard with Clear the Ice. I'm Mike Laro. I will see you later.